Welcome to Apodcalypse Now.
I'm Nick, this is James, and this morning there's only one thing on everybody's minds.
Tom Brady.
20 years with just a solid career, 30 Super Bowl wins, or whatever.
Can you believe that Giselle was part of that trade deal and she's going to play center for the Buccaneers? She's a good lady. She really loves her man a lot. It's really
so
cool.
This is his wife?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't.
She's a model slash center.
I don't feel like that's something I should know anyway, the names of football players' wives.
Yeah.
But I guess being the diehard Tom Brady fan that I've
You
been
should
my whole
absolutely
life, I should have
know.
known
Yeah.
that. I feel stupid now. So, yeah. I wanted to say some funny shit about prepping, because this prepper thing, there used to be a TV show about it, right?
Oh, there still is.
It's still going?
Yeah, it's hitting right now.
Is it really still on?
I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
It's the internet, man.
See,
It's always on.
like, my thoughts on it is like, there's this, people want romance. They want fantasy. Mm-hmm. And I think, like, because the truth sucks. When you take your car, like, to the mechanic, like, you don't want to know what's wrong with your car. Seriously, like, something's wrong, but you don't want him to tell you that. Right?
Yeah.
It's
it's just this loose bolt.
Never happens. They're like, you're missing an engine.
That happens to me all the time.
It's just that idea that I think it's like, that's the prepper mentality, is that it's a fantasy. But the truth is, shit doesn't work out the way, like, reality's not as romantic as,
generally
as
speaking,
fantasy. So, meaning, like, you choose to stock up on one thing and then you find out it's useless.
Yeah, you're like, I bought this rice, and as it turns out, it's a barrel full of weevils.
I remember those things, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
They'd be like in your cereal and shit, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I used to just eat them.
Yeah, of course, you're poor like me, so that's what you do.
So,
why is my rice moving?
It's kind of like, and I got to get just a little bit political here because it's funny and relevant, but just like, it reminds me of, like conspiracy theories. Basically, it's like, we found the murder weapon, your prints were on it. We got video of you doing the crime. We got dozens of witnesses and a whole bunch of evidence that puts you at this place. Any rational person would be like, damn, bro, you did that. But when it's someone you like, you're like, no, the prints were planted, the video's doctored, and it's this crazy web of shit. But in reality, the guy just did it. Yeah. People murder people every day. It's kind of like, that's what I'm trying to say about the president, that, yeah, reality is just people do shady shit all the time. There isn't some crazy conspiracy. Like, it's just because it's someone you like. That brain work, though, I think is kind of like prepper mentality, where, did I tie that together?
I'm not sure.
That there must be some other explanation other than just the most obvious. Like, no, we're going to stock up on this, stock up on that, and then we're going to have all this stuff. And it's like, in reality, just be smart, and you'll be able to improvise your way through life.
Yeah.
By just being aware, I guess.
A little bit of going with the flow never hurt anybody.
Yeah, well, it probably has.
Yeah, well, depends on what's in the flow, I guess.
Yeah. It's probably screwed somebody up somewhere. So anyway, local businesses are really suffering in town right now.
Yeah, Henny's shut down yesterday.
Solstice shut down. And I was thinking about this takeout thing, like just how it's not going to fix the problem. We need huge problems to be fixed at this point in time. Like, big
But
problem.
I think it's good to have a sense of normality for people. Like, you still want to eat at your favorite restaurant, right? But is that really that smart right now?
Yeah, but the businesses. What about the businesses? What are they going to do? Where do you see us in like 2 months?
That's hard to say. I've heard that the federal government wants to come up with a bunch of money to loan small businesses, which
that wouldn't fix anything.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But they seem to. So I don't know. That's a quandary.
I feel like you need a huge change. We need a petition. You need to like utilities, loans, mortgages, rents. These things need to be covered somehow. Otherwise, entire communities are going to just descend into madness.
And does that start on a local level?
See, I don't know. These are questions I don't have the answers to, unfortunately.
Well, we should talk more about that later. We'll look into this stuff, people.
Yeah, because I'm an investigator now.
You always were, man.
Yeah, dude.
You always were.
Okay, yeah, because I was going to say, what's really weird, what's the weird conundrum that's going on right now is that we're in this age of anti-science, anti-intellect, anti-journalism / information, which is just making all of this even weirder.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's a lot of misinformation or lack of information.
Yeah, we talked about that last time. Everything's a week behind.
Yeah, and so, for example, that story, I just read a story in Willamette Week today that said the OLCC attempted to shut down a bar and in Eastern Oregon.
Yeah.
And that the police didn't know how to respond or what to do. And the same thing happened in Ohio, in Cincinnati, and the police came down. It was a buffet, dude. The guy opened a buffet, bro. And so the cops came down and they boarded it up, his restaurant. So in some places, people are communicating and they're getting information they need and they know what to do. And then in other places, not so much.
Right.
So, yeah. Eastern Oregon, kind of, I don't know. I'm a 4th generation Oregonian, so I can make this joke. Not very surprising that they were. Sorry, dude. Hey, man, I can say that, right?
Yeah, rural communities seem to be taking it a little bit less seriously right now. But, I mean, I think they're going to get on board. Seems like the only way.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
And I know that because, when I'm calling family, some of them seem a lot less concerned than others. And maybe now is a good time to tell grandma, be like, hey, why don't you stay inside for me? Do this for me.
Right. Well, information that we're talking about, if people had more information, they might be more inclined.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So that's why let me do the.
Well, when it comes from the top down, and the top down's like, don't worry about it. Maybe worry a little bit.
Right. So let me spill that part I was attempting earlier really quick, just so I can get this information out there. Is that cool?
Yeah.
So this virus originated in bats, and researchers believe that because the genome is 96% similar to viruses found in bats. Mm-hmm. And then the first clusters were reported around a wild live animal market, which is the same thing that happened with SARS. So the researchers still don't know how the virus got from the bat to the person. They don't know if there's something in between, like poop or urine or whatever, or if they ingested the bat and got the virus.
Like with mice and the hantavirus, it's in their urine.
Right. It's in the vapors or something like that.
And you breathe it or whatever.
So researchers know how that virus jumps from mice to people, but they still don't know how this one does.
Same with the plague, how it was carried by rats. And until they figured out the rat problem, then, the plague problem wasn't going to get fixed.
Right. So to understand how contagious this thing really is, you kind of have to imagine host number one. And then look at those numbers, 80,000 people. Like, that's fast, dude. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, there's some information about it. And another thing is, Chinese culture is not the only culture that eats wild animals like bats and dogs and stuff like that.
Everywhere else they call it bush meat.
Sure. But you kind of, James, wouldn't you think that possibly something similar to this has happened somewhere more remote and just went undiscovered?
100% for sure.
Right. So like a tribe somewhere, all get infected and die from some virus, and we never test them. We never even know they're there. But the most important part about me using that example is that they're not leaving. The difference between those cultures and Chinese culture is
isolated.
We're talking about 11 million people that are still consuming wild animals like that, and they leave and they travel and it goes with them.
Well, a lot of people don't have a choice.
Right, and it's not exclusive, despite what the president's saying about, it's not exclusive to ethnicity. It's exclusive to culture. You can be a European white guy who was born in Wuhan who eats bats. Like, does that make sense? Because you'll be part of that culture. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is, though.
For sure.
So anyway, there's some little information for you. Do with it what you will. But do understand that, like, we're starting this, that it is serious. It's really fucking contagious. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Advocate...
cleanliness, people.
Yeah.
Wash your hands. Mm-hmm. Don't go out unless you have to.
Right. Yeah.
On a positive note,
yeah, I love those.
There's some lady that agreed to get the first vaccine done on her in Seattle, and I believe that was yesterday. So I'm excited to hear what happens with her over the next few days and see how that all plays out.
Right, I heard about that.
And then a strange note that I wanted to point out, because I feel like very few people know this. Do you know how they make vaccines?
Sort of.
Did you know that it takes an egg for every vaccine?
No, I didn't. Explain.
Yeah. They basically, here, I wrote something on it. I'll try to find it here.
What do you mean an egg? Like a chicken egg?
Like, yeah, a chicken egg.
You're serious?
I'm totally serious.
Oh.
Give me just a second, people.
Who'd have thunk? That's some
the lady
stuff.
that got the vaccine. Is it okay to say her name? Jennifer Howler.
Well, if it's already out in the
We're
public.
proud of you. Taking one for the team. Team America. The majority of vaccines are grown in chicken eggs. They inject virus into the fertilized hen's eggs and incubate them for a few days. Then they remove the fluid containing the virus, and then they kill the virus and purify the antigen. That can also use other mammal cells to do a similar thing for a less dangerous vaccine because some people are allergic to egg protein. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Weird, yeah.
But most flu vaccines are made in eggs. They like inject an egg and then they take the virus out, kill it, and then they use what the dead stuff still has. What, antigens? I'm not really too sure. But I found that super interesting. And I don't think a lot of people know that. So,
okay. Yeah, it is actually very interesting. I didn't know any of that. And so here's something I don't have an answer to. Whatever happened to SARS? Are there still new cases of SARS? And
That's a good question.
And they just have vaccines for it now?
Not sure. Maybe the mutated.
Right.
Isn't this it? Isn't this what happened to SARS?
I do think I have the answer to that. I don't know if, I don't think it mutated. I think it jumped. Is that accurate? Because it hasn't.
I don't know.
So I'm pretty sure about this.
We're not the experts here, obviously.
We're trying, I guess.
Yeah, just trying to wrap our heads around this.
Right. No, I think, so I remember reading something about this, that there has been, I think I'm right about this, that there's been one mutation. And that's why some scientists are saying there's two strains. Have you heard this too?
No, but that would make sense. The longer something's around, the more likely it'll change. Like,
it's funny. We're like
the nature of what we're talking about.
We're over here like, I don't know the answer to this. I don't know the answer to that, but we could just look it up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The internet. We're coming for you, internet.
Are there new cases of
Hurry
SARS? Up. I wonder how many hits like this are going through the internet right now. Frequently asked questions. There were no, blah, blah, blah. Oh, here we go. Fox News.
Perfect.
SARS was created by the Democrats in an attempt to impeach Hillary Clinton.
Yo, for sure.
This headline, I don't trust this source.
Oh, wait, what? I was on board.
You're familiar with that conspiracy? I think Bigfoot and Elvis were involved somehow too. I can't find anything. And I'm like, I don't want to mess with that. So just, what do you got there?
Advice from 41-year-old dudes with beards.
The beard bunker.
Some advice that I actually feel like maybe I know what I'm talking about a little bit.
Let's have it.
So I feel like everyone's extra anxious these days. There's a lot of anxiety right now.
Due to Tom Brady.
Of course, because where is Tom Brady going? What is Tom Brady doing right now?
Bay? Seriously? I don't know, man.
So you know that endorphins are huge for just dealing with anxiety and depression and stuff like that. So it's really good to get out and get sweaty every day. Try to find some sort of fitness routine. Go running. Look up videos to do online. There's plenty of them. Hey, ladies, find a hot guy to watch work out, like, Richard Simmons or something. And
ooh, damn.
Or like Billy Blank's Tybo. Get on that.
Oh my God.
Just get sweaty every day or every other day, because it helps you stay positive, honestly. It's good for your brain. It's good for your body.
I have a Billy Blanks video, right? DVD.
I believe you.
I'm serious. I don't even know where we got it. We've had it for like 20 years.
Yeah, do Tybo. That's my advice.
Yeah, well, luckily for you and me, we play golf. It's a great way to get out and get some sun. I played Cascade Locks yesterday.
I think the golf might be closed in Hood River.
The course, I haven't looked it up because I don't want to know. So,
yeah, that's the final nail in the coffin. Is golf courses closing down?
Tom Brady, what's next?
What's next?
Next thing you know, we're going to run out of toilet paper, and then it's just game over.
Yeah.
I mean, because what are we going to do after that?
Grow food.
So what was that that fucking meme that Bobby Casey posted, the April 2020? And
it's a picture of Terminators.
It's like a full fucking war zone. God, hopefully it doesn't come to that.
This is very non sequitur, but that's how I roll.
I like it.
I was also thinking, people need to keep in contact with their families right now. Like, it's really good to call grandma and be like, "Hey, girl, what are you up to?" It'll keep them all happy too. They need to know that you give a shit and that you're okay. It'll make them feel better to know that you're okay. My mom is actually in a nursing home right now, worst case scenario, and that's been very nerve-wracking. But to talk to her every day relieves that, and I think it helps her a lot. Last night we found a messenger app that my daughter and her can talk face-to-face time on or whatever, and she found a bunch of these, like, I don't know what you call them, but you can put like little bunny ears on your head or cry blood or whatever and turn into a dragon. And grandma was rolling. She laughed so hard she said she had to get off the phone because her cheeks hurt. And if you can do that to your grandma right now, I think that's the best possible case scenario. Try to stay positive and make someone laugh if you can. Like, not all jokes are going to be positive, but we all have different senses of humor. Weigh it out. Figure it out.
So here's something I want to kind of add to that. There must be some new challenges for people with their family now with the political divide that we have. Like, imagining somebody who's grandma is a Fox News watcher, for example, and I'm not. I don't even know what Fox is saying, but
I feel like maybe some of that matters a lot less. Like,
I would hope
people
so.
Are, inevitably going to slough off some of these ideals that are getting in the way. I'm hoping, because it just,
Well, it's the age, like I was saying, like it's the age, this age we're in. I call it the MAGA age, which is the age of anti-intellect, anti-science, anti-information. Mm-hmm. There must be. This is probably playing a part in.
It's just the anti is as. There's as much of the anti as there is of the other, I think is what you're trying to say. Like, it's hard to weigh things out because there's like so much negative and so much positive. It's like, which one? Where do I go?
Well, I'm just talking about people not trusting information. Like your grandma, your mom, but like you were doing that hypothetical, like reach out to your family. I wonder what kind of struggles those people are having now. Like what the conversations are like with, your parents that you were arguing with at Thanksgiving.
Right. Yeah. I don't think those arguments would be anything like that right now.
Well, it's a culture that's spreading. So Whatever, dude. I know it's negative. You want me to make jokes, but these are the kind of things I think about. Like the dad who's like, no, the virus is created by Hillary in a lab with deep state underneath the pizza place or whatever.
That's our new comedy, man.
Right.
That's just listen to what those people are saying and be like, wow, that's obviously ridiculous and haha.
Well,
good one.
That's what I was trying to say. Like it's about the romance more than the reality. Like just the conspiracy culture is what I call it. Like there's a conspiracy for everything. So there's got to be Bigfoot conspiracies involved with this now too. Ooh, I wonder if you ate a Bigfoot.
That's the best bush meat, by the way.
Because I was just talking about the bats thing, right? Like the virus and bats. All animals are like that, bro, right? Like that's why we don't eat wild animals from the grocery store. Like check this out. Like when your cat eats a mouse, and the mouse has ticks on it. The ticks are infected with a parasite that gives the cat worms.
Yep.
It's the same thing, right? Like we go to all these measures in our society and in our life to prevent this. That's why, like, you know, in the restaurant industry, that's why we wash our hands constantly, because bacteria spreads, shit spreads. And yeah, a parasite it's different than a virus. But it's the same philosophy of be careful what you eat.
So you don't end up with tick worms.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, nobody wants fucking tick worms in their butts. Nobody.
Or anywhere else.
Actually, in America or Germany. So Florida or Germany, there's probably a guy who wants worms in his butt.
Well, you know, anything that weird somebody's going to be into.
And it's probably a guy in Florida or Germany. I mean,
fact.
I don't know if it's a fact. I'd have to look it up.
No, it's a fact.
All right, now Googling. Is there a guy in Florida who likes worms in his butt? There are tons.
Yep.
Turns out.
Fact. I knew it.
So I was wrong. But whatever. That's why we have all those precautions in place anyway. Like washing your hands when you leave the bathroom and stuff.
Indeed.
It's not because it's the right thing to do. It's so we don't die.
All right.
What?
No, it's funny.
Isn't that accurate though?
Sure. Yeah. But I feel like it's been the case the whole time.
That's what I'm saying. And like, that's why those measures are taken.
Like there was a time when surgeons didn't wash their hands not very long ago until they figured out like, oh geez.
Right. Yeah.
All these people aren't making it through surgery. Or afterwards they die of infection or whatever, but that's changed. We figured that one out, so we can figure this out too.
Yeah, good point. All right, I guess I should play a song again.
Yeah.
Somebody left a comment and said we should sing a song about the virus. And then I was like, nah.
Maybe next time.
Nah, I don't know. It's because how about, here, I got one.
All right.
I got to get a job. I got to get some pay. My son's gotta go to art school. He's leaving in 3 days, and the TV's in Esperanto. You know that's a bitch, because alienation's for the rich. And I'm feeling a poorer every day. Hey, hey, hey. Well, I ain't feeling happy about the state of things in my life, but I'm working to make it better with a 6 or a Miller High Life. Just a drinking and a driving, making sure my dues get paid, because alienation's for the rich, and I'm feeling a poorer every day.
Hey, hey, hey.
It's a classic. My wife and me, we danced to that at our wedding.
Really?
Yeah, right after we were listening. It was like, the playlist was like Napalm Death, that song, and then some like Two Live Crew shit. I think
we danced. My wife and I danced to the Two Live Crew. Yeah.
It's such a great band. What do you got there? You got any jokes?
Yeah, it might take me a minute to come up with something. I got a lot of jokes. It's just, finding something for today.
Do the desert song.
I could sing that song. I know.
It's that riff that Cheech and Chong play, where Chong's just doing this like one riff for like ever. I don't really remember this scene. Do you know what I'm talking about? He's just doing like that 2-string like.
Dude, it's been like 25 years since I've seen a Cheech and Chong movie.
No, they're still great. They hold up. They stand the test of time. That's for sure. Well, that's all I got for me for music. So if you don't have a joke, I mean, I could play a whole set, but
I'm thinking maybe
we're approaching our time.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna leave the jokes out this time.
Oh,
but
well, fine. I'll drop a joke. I will. I got a joke. Here comes a joke.
Is hot juice just fruit soup?
Is cold soup just cold fruit soup juice? What is it called? What is cold? You said
Gazpacho.
Gazpacho. Okay. Yeah. It blows me away that people actually eat that stuff. Maybe I'm missing out. Maybe I should get into it.
You are. You're missing out.
All right. Well, hey, stay calm out there and smile. Listen to some music.
Oh, I had another joke. Here, I'm ready. You ready for my joke? I was thinking about wine the other day. And I think wine's really gross. And I know I'm not the only one. And I think it's funny that people would drink anything with descriptions of flavor like, it tastes like musk or tobacco or what else? Leather. Like what? Musk. Why would you want... Isn't that weasel grease? Like, why would you want to drink anything that tastes like weasel grease? Whatever. I don't know. Joke in progress.
What is weasel grease?
Musk. It's like animal scent.
Got you. Weasel grease. Okay.
What? Why would you want to drink that?
So the joke is around the descriptions of wine flavors?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a wine guy, so it took me a minute.
Neither.
It took me a minute to put that together.
I tried to drink wine, and it was just like painful every time.
Yeah, I don't really like wine. Plus, I just get gnarly hangovers.
I'd really like to write maybe like a couple minutes of stuff for this next time, and I think I'll bring some jokes.
Cool.
But I've had kind of a hard time keeping my head in a place where I'm, nothing's coming out as funny as it should right now. But I'm hopeful, and I'm not, I have plenty of time to sit and reflect on this right now. So
I just thought of something.
Definitely next time I'll have something for everybody.
There's this page I know is following, and it's called COVID. It's like live music page. Have you seen this or heard about this?
No.
People are loving it, and you can play a live show, and people can watch it right Facebook Live.
Cool.
What if there was something similar for comedians?
I don't know. I'm hoping. I don't understand.
No, that'd be really useful.
The future of comedy is going to look like at least the next few months. Like you can't get in front of people or get on stage in front of anybody. So
we know what the jokes will be about.
YouTubers are loving this because they're like, I was already in. So whatever. So maybe it's just figuring out how to tell jokes in a way that you can put it online in front of Well, doing stand up in front of no audience is interesting. It's not an easy thing for most people to do. Some people seem to do it just fine, but that audience being there and the pressure of that, it really it helps.
Well, the energy of the room adds to the performance. Either it helps or hinders depending on your mood, the venue.
How
whatever.
You know if you're bombing,
right?
If there's nobody there to be like, boo, you suck, and then you get hit with a tomato or whatever. Like, that's important. People need that.
Have you been booed before?
Yes.
Wow. People actually do that?
It was a joke about Jesus, and someone in the stage or in the crowd was like, boo.
Oh.
But whatever. I mean, it was 1 out of 700, so.
Well, I was going to say...
I can live with that.
Yeah. I was going to say, at least you know who you can target now. Like if you had more jokes for the booing person, like, ooh, that guy doesn't like it, I got more.
Yeah, that's fun too.
So you're dig in. It's almost like a heckle in a weird way. You're just targeting that one guy. Do you ever heckle people? Have you done that yet?
You can heckle whole crowds if you get it good at it.
Right.
No, not really. I've been heckled a little bit, and I kind of just ignore it. But with time, I think I'll start attacking people a little more. Sounds like fun.
Right. As a musician, when I get heckled, I will choose to engage depending on the heckle. Like, right. I can hear the language, like, that guy's dumber than a bag of rocks. He wouldn't get it anyway. Or I'm like, ooh, that was clever. Like, I'm going to come back at this guy with something and it better be good. Like, sure. I choose when to engage. And, like, when someone says free bird, I don't even look them in the eye. And, like, that is so played out.
Yeah. Just ignore that.
Yeah. Shit. We done?
I think so.
Okay, that's a half hour, right? Yeah.